Hello and welcome to episode 2 of this Factorio tutorial series. In this second episode we're going to be working on the very start of automation. So we're going to look at creating some basic logistic lines to get things working without us having to do it all the time. Now the first thing we're going to do is start using our power that we're generating, because we are generating some power, which means we can use it, and that's normally a good idea. So what we'll do is we'll grab these, and the first thing we want to do is create a positive feedback loop. Now when I say a positive feedback loop, what I mean is a loop that will feed itself, so it'll only get stronger with time. With our power, I want that to be firstly our mining. Our mining. So get our miners running off electric power, and then those miners feeding our boilers, so that in effect we create a loop where one is powering the other. Now I just need to remove a few trees here, so I can get these miner drills down. Okay, nearly there. Pick that up. Get rid of this. Right. So here's a miner that we made previously. Okay, now all we need to do is get the blue area. See how this power pole has a blue area and these have a blue area? We just need to get that to overlap the structure, so that's fine, that'll work. But what I'll do is I'll place it right next to it. So this is now mining. Now what we need to do in order to automate this, we need to create a way of getting the raw material to where we want to get it to, and we need to create a way of putting it actually in the machine. Ooh, here is actually a really handy coal deposit. So what I'm going to do is move it over here, because this way we can use this coal that's right here and in effect shorten up our logistics line. So that's all that. Okay. So we'll put down this miner here. Again, the blue square outlines its range of reach. So all you want to do is just make sure that that blue box goes over your coal. So this would be fine. That's still going to get it all. That would be fine. It's still going to get it all. But if you come over here and place it like this or something, you notice that the expected resources drop to 1.1 from 2.3. So you want to be as efficient as you can in placing that and get the most bang for your buck. Now these are transport belts. This is what carries the majority of your equipment, your resources in the early game. To create one, you need one iron plate and one iron gear wheel. To create an iron gear wheel, you need 2 iron plate. If you click this and look in the bottom left hand corner, you'll see that it creates the iron gear wheel first, and then it creates the transport belt. So to place, we need to just get the arrows pointing in the right direction and then left click. This will bring the coal to where we want it to go. This is our boiler here, so what we will want to do is create an inserter. An inserter runs on a similar idea to the transport belts, except you require an iron plate, an iron gear wheel, and electronic circuits. To create an electronic circuit, you need an iron plate and 3 copper cable. To create a copper cable, you need 1 copper plate. As you can see, the game gets very complex very quickly. So what we need to do here is just adjust this a little bit, and now that inserter sits right next to our boiler. and our boiler is actually still burning wood. So we've still got a bit of time to go before it requires this coal. This, in effect, is automation. Right now, I will never have to come back and ensure my power plant is fed. Now what I'll do is I'll come over here and I'll pick up these 2 miner drills and I'll create another couple. And what I'll have to do here is just clear a bit of a path, because what we're going to do next is create automated smelting of iron. To do that, what we're going to require is a way of automatically powering our furnaces, and our furnaces require something to burn. Now there's 2 ways of doing that in the early game, because you have 2 combustible materials. The first is coal, the second is trees. Now what I'll do is I need to build some more belts and also pick up what has been smelted already. And what I'll do is I want to run this over here. Now I'm just running and holding down left click. Now there is a couple of ways to load a belt, and they all involve inserters. Now if I was to build a box just like this and then build an inserter, you probably can't see the box because of the damn tree, and then power it, what will happen is anything I place in this wooden chest will get placed on that. So in this way I could power anything I wanted just by throwing resources in here. So this wood will come along here, and then I can use this and put it into my furnace. This is generally, though, not a good idea, because you have to cut down the trees by hand yourself. Now what we'll do here is change our layout, because this will get very tricky to load and unload resources in this area. Fill this up. So what I'll do is I'll deconstruct the entire thing and move it. First, what I need to do is create a bit of an idea in my head of how I want my layout to look. Now, most layouts you want to be modular, so you can expand them in a certain direction without worrying about how the resources are going to flow. Generally, layouts that run in a circle or run into things is a bad idea, because it does restrict what you're able to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the coal from here and the iron from here. I'm going to run it north, and I'm going to place my new smelting factory just here. Now what I'll do is I'll leave a space between them, because in the future what I'll do is actually place more of these stone furnaces in this kind of arrangement, and so on and so forth. Because what this will allow me to do is place a power pole in between, which then allows me to place down the inserters on each side of the furnace, just like so. So what we'll do now is we'll place down our miners, just like this, and we'll run in our coal from over here that we're yet to hook up. So let's do that now, because we're going to need to see where everything is going to sit in the scheme of things, what side of the belt they're going to be on. So this is going to be on the left hand side of the belt, which is fine. This, however, is going to cause us problems, I think, because what's going to happen is when I power this up, I'll just remove this for a second. when I power this up, what'll happen is the iron ore will come on this side of the track, and that's no good. We need it on the other side. So what we need to do is figure out a way of getting it on that side and getting it up here. So now you'll see that both sides of the track will be loaded. One will have iron ore and one will have coal. And these are both, this is everything that the stone furnaces will require to automatically smelt steel. It'll load until it has 5, and then it will start throwing in iron ore. Same thing. 5, start loading in iron ore, and then this will put it on the other side. Now this is a situation where you want to use a conveyor belt to then move the produced material out of the area. Now, as I grow and as my factory gets bigger, I can extend this line north and increase my mining and put more iron ore on the track, and I can also increase my production abilities, because as we go along in the game we're going to need more and more of these products to build structures and research different technologies. Because remember, we're aiming for the technology called rocket defense. That is the end game. To get there though, you need a lot of materials. So I've just doubled my mining capacity because I've noticed that I'm not getting enough iron ore through. I'll just extend this line a little bit further. And you can see in this way, this is how you automate a factory, by using inserters to put the raw material in and inserters to take the raw material out. Use the conveyor belts to move the material about the factory and get it to a new location. Over here we can see our power station is still running strong, and we've not touched it. It's still running on wood. In fact, it'll burn that down quite quickly now. Because something else you'll notice is the fuel value. So wood is worth 4 megajoules, coal is worth 8. So it's twice as volatile, which means you get more bang for your buck. So I think this will cap off our automation tutorial. Thank you for joining me. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave a comment on the video, and I'll see you for the next one.